Good morning, I'm Sonny with Everything Farming Outdoors. I want to thank you for watching our channel. Today's project, I'm actually going to show you something unique. But on this side, this wooded area, we had it logged out, not all of it, kind of like selective logging, about a year and a half ago. And of course they got all the trees because I wanted to thicken it up again to make it thicker for deer, so they can kind of come in here and have a privacy, because again, people drive on the road, not much you can do. It's a public road, and then they stop and then they're curious about the deer and chase them away. So I wanted to thicken it up, cut the trees, and you can see they're starting to get thicker. But what happened along the way is that they take the logs and leave all the branches. So then my son-in-law, he said, hey, why don't you call Don? You know, Don is, I believe he's 74, 75 years old, and he comes to the property, and he has his tools. He came with a skid steer, I believe, in here, and just dragged them all along the way from all the wooded area, like as deep as back over there. It's kind of, he did it in actually during the month of April, when all this grass wasn't as high, but he dragged it all back here, and now he's splitting them all up. Look at all these trees, all these firewood that he has made. 74, 75 years old. This is one of, I don't know how many areas. I believe he does like 100, I think he does like 160 cords a year by himself. He delivers to people. He cut it all in logs, I believe in April and May, and now he's stacking them. Look at the stack of this wood that he had. I don't know how many cords. Well, that's very impressive for a guy that age. I gotta say, I don't mind splitting some wood for our fireplace, maybe a cord or something like that, but to have this much firewood, a man of that age, you have to admit that's very impressive. And this is, I don't believe this is a quarter of his wood that he has around the other area that he goes and splits them, and then he has to also deliver to people's houses. He has to split them right there as well. So it's actually enormous amount of wood. So let me see if I can get Don, pull out of the splitting there for a split second, and see if I can get him to give us a little bit more info about his hobby. This guy, I never seen anybody at his age work the way he does, you know, and it's actually amazes me every time people drive by through here and they see him do this, and they say, hey, who's doing all that wood? And so it was kind of like the part that, so what was this done, you know, my son-in-law gave me your number, yeah, you know, have you come over, and I wasn't even sure if it was true. Do I have this right here? See, and you come here, you come basically dragged all this wood in spring. I mean, you came and there was so many over here, and I was like, I don't know what to think of it at the time. And then, you know, you drag so many of them and you stack them up here, and everybody sees them. Man, what are you gonna do for all that wood? And I keep telling them, I said, hey, you should see the guy that actually is doing this. That wasn't me. I like to take the credit for it, but it just wasn't me. So now you're splitting all that, and I was talking in there stating that this is not all the wood that you really have.
Oh no,
this is not even a quarter of what you have in the other areas. So how many cords you think you're going to do this year?
Probably about 165.
165 cords. And
this is probably around 30. So.
Whew. So that's, yeah, this is about 30 cords, and you're gonna have to do about 165. So, and you do all this by yourself, Don?
Yes.
Wow. That's,
yes.
For anybody that appreciate hard work, they would have to take all this in consideration, how much labor force has to be behind it, just one guy. You're 74, 75?
75.
75 years old.
76 next month.
Wow, almost 76, and I'm 54, and I'm looking at all this, and I'm not afraid of work. I'm just looking at the amount of stuff you have to do here, and I'm running it through my head, and I know for a fact is like this is not the easy task for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what age you are.
Yeah.
Obviously, you love doing it. You know, you wouldn't be carrying on and.
You know, I enjoy being out in the woods, watching the squirrels go up the tree or seeing the eagle fly around.
It's a great way
Yeah.
because it will distract you from things that we shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Eating
Yeah.
stuff that you're not supposed to eat, being on a phone or on a computer all the time.
Yeah.
This kind of will force you to get out and do something different.
And I basically work till I get tired.
Yeah.
See the difference between now and 30 years ago when I started. If I got 6 hours sleep, I could work 12 or 15. Now I got to get 15 hours rest to work 6. So it is flopped around a bit.
You're still going strong, man. You know, obviously I wouldn't be here talking to you if I didn't think this was nothing. This is a very big deal, and very few people can relate to what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Because most people would split like a cord or something like that and get tired, you know, of doing it because it takes enormous amount of time, and obviously is the discipline mostly
Oh yeah.
that was required to kind of stick to it.
Yeah.
You know? It's
When it's hot, 90 degrees, the last thing you want to be thinking about is how hot it is.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so true, so true. And not that only you cut all this up and you'll helping people that actually need firewood for the winter, you also help my wooded area here. You kind of clean the area out and
Yeah.
help me as well too. So it's going to grow to a thicket here and it's going to provide cover for deer. So it does a multi service there, which I think it's actually quite remarkable, the amount of wood you split by yourself. It's,
Yeah.
you know, I can't,
Well,
I told everybody, I told my dad, you know, because he's 79, you know, I said, I said, hey, it's amazing. And I see then some of these other folks that they're kind of like, heat their house with wood fire, right? They have one of these outside units.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of, they don't even split them. They just kind of cut a log in there, and then they say, oh man, I need 6 cords for this winter to heat the house, you know? And then I said, well, 6 cord is a lot of wood, but then I start talking, telling them about how many you have to do, you know, all that, and they're kind of like silent, you know, it's like, yeah, they don't know what to say. It's actually very impressive.
I'll tell you, it's amazing how much wood you can cut when you got a good sharp saw.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. When that saw, you lay it on there and you don't, all you do is hold it. The saw does all the work. When it gets dull, then you got to push down on it.
True.
And
True.
so,
See, that's another art into knowing how to sharpen that thing.
yeah.
Because most of guys like me will cut to one thing, cut no more, then I'll take the bar out and maybe put a new one in there and just carry on. And they're not cheap to do.
No.
And then you hit one rock or something like that, then it's not going to cut as good.
Yeah,
So,
when the trees are down or laying on the ground,
all right.
you don't want to be cutting it all the way through.
Yeah.
So I cut it like 3/4 of the way through, and then I take this tool here,
Oh yeah.
roll the log over, and cut it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And-
This way keeps it sharp a lot longer.
Yeah.
It's an art how to sharpen it too.
yeah.
You know, it's like.
And even with running the splitter, I mean, after you've done it long enough, you know which way to put it on here. You always want to cut towards the knot, not at the knot and go through. Keep the knot on the back end.
I hear you.
Goes
Okay.
much better,
Okay.
easier.
So have the knotted area on that end versus where the blade goes in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
You sharpen it with a little file? Is that how you sharpen your chains?
Well, I do with a file when I'm out in the woods, but each time I do it, it's not as good as the previous time.
Yeah.
So after a while, after about 3 or 4 sharpens, I'll take it off, put another chain on, and I have a guy that sharpens them. He
Yeah.
puts them on a machine,
Yeah.
gets them all the
Yeah.
same.
Gets the angle right.
Yeah, and then it's like a new chain.
It's as good as new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I have this one is a little bit bigger. I think it's like 391 or something like that. 20. There's a lot of teeth on that bar, you know.
Oh yes.
And I'm thinking, man, I gotta be careful because if I have to sharpen this thing, that'll take me 2 hours to do it, and you're still not gonna get it right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of when you have a big chain, you know, you obviously
Oh, yeah. And you want to make sure you don't do one of them twice, because then it's deeper, and then it'll start doing this here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, it's an art to it.
yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you're doing an amazing job here, man. That's crazy amount of wood here.
And now,
everybody's looking and like
Yeah.
wondering, man, what are you doing with all the wood? I said, well, it's
I-
not
I
mine.
think-
You should stop and talk to Don. I said here, you know.
your father-in-law stopped
Yeah,
a week or two ago. I guess a week or two,
yeah,
probably a week ago.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he said, "How long is it going to take you to do this?" And I said, 2 weeks. And he just rolled his eyes. It ain't no way.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
you're
think
getting through it.
now I'll have this done by the middle of the week if the weather cooperates.
Wow, that's enormous amount of. It's very, very, very impressive. I can't say it enough.
Yeah.
We don't see guys that work this hard, and I appreciate that. Obviously, the hard work when you see people doing it, because most people these days, they just want everything ready. They don't want
yeah.
to work for it.
Yeah.
They don't want to show any courage anywhere. They just want to choose the easy path.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, man, you know, so you're not making other people want to do more either, you know,
Yeah.
because you're just, then you find a guy like you, and then where else would you go find another guy that's going to be 76 years old splitting wood
Yeah.
on the scale that you're doing
In
it?
fact, your son-in-law stopped by and he has a woods and he wants me to
Yeah.
do it. So told him I'll probably start
he'll keep you
in
carry
the
on.
winter.
Yeah, he has a lot of wood out there too. Yeah. Yeah, next spring that would be, you can go and take a look at that. But this year is gonna be real nice here,
Yeah.
and all these
Oh,
brushes and everything that you have done, it's actually great.
This will make great firewood. I mean, it's seasoned now, but once you get it split, it
So-
really dries quick.
So what do you do, like a cord per house, or most people buy more than that, or?
Most people buy like 2 cords. I have a truck that hauls 2 cords.
That's probably
And,
a good way to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
2 cords of wood.
And if they don't use it, I'll tell them it'll work good the following year.
yeah, yeah,
And then I
yeah.
have some people that heat their home exclusively with wood, and then normally get 4 cord. I have a couple people that even get 6 cord.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's yeah, no, wood is good to have around. Doesn't go bad.
Oh yeah, as
You
long
know,
as you can.
Doesn't ask to for food, or
Yeah.
you don't have to pay any bills for it.
I tell my customers, if you keep it dry, it'll keep you warm.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
tell them,
Yeah.
if it provides half the amount of heat for you as it did for me, you'll probably have the AC on.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, it's you know, the wood is, it's actually amazing. You know, we have wood stoves ourselves, and there's nothing that heats you up quite like the wood does.
Yeah, it's a nice, cozy
Yeah,
heat.
you can have all kinds of fancy heats and
Yeah.
you know, all that, but when you open the door of that firewood and you stick the logs in there and you get that flame going and you start smelling the burn of that fire, and you feel the heat radiating of that, you know, that stove, it's just a pleasant,
And it
pleasant
gives you a
thing.
feel of accomplishment.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're doing a great job,
Yeah.
man. Don, good to
Okay.
see you again, buddy. I'll let you go at it. I thank you. Yeah, you're doing an amazing job. You really are. So it's kind of cool right now. I'm actually going to go over there. I want to go put some little, like a chicken wire around some of the trees I have back over there, because the deer, the little bucks are going to start rubbing their horns now
Yeah.
soon. So I want to try so they don't kill my trees. So.
In fact, I seen 4 of them the other morning, just right up here a little bit,
Yeah.
going across the road. I guess they jumped the fence.
Yeah, they jump, they kind of right there. I'll put a little bit of electric wire right there, because not to zap them, but I have noticed in the previous years what they do, they want to go and they just kind of like want to see what they are, and then they'll start biting them. And I hate when they bite the top, you know, like
Yeah.
when they bite the top, then it's like they can go as tall, then they just go more this way. So if I put it's kind of like a you know, the cattle fence.
Yeah,
It's like low voltage. If they go close, they're gonna hit it one time, and it's gonna make them go away.
Yeah.
So it works good.
Okay,
so,
well, have
all
a
right,
good
buddy.
day.
Thank you, buddy. You too.